वेलकम बैक। आप देख रहे हैं कम्युनिटी रानप और मैं हूं विकास नांगिया। अपनी किताब दी कॉन्शियस पेरेंट के लिए प्रसिद्ध ऑथर, इंटरनेशनल स्पीकर, क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट डॉक्टर शेफाली सैबरी को बृहस्पतिवार 5 मई को दी अवेकन्ड फैमिली सुपरचार्जिंग द पेरेंट चाइल्ड रिलेशनशिप विषय पर अपने विचार व्यक्त करने के लिए डैलस टेक्सास में आमंत्रित किया गया। केलॉग बिजनेस स्कूल, टेडेक्स, विजडम 2.0 जैसे प्रतिष्ठित समारोह संबोधित कर चुकी डॉक्टर शेफाली से व्यक्तिगत स्तर पर मुलाकात करने समारोह में अनेक एकत्रित हुए। क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट और लेखक डॉक्टर शेफाली सैबरी किसी परिचय की मोहताज नहीं। ओपरा विनफ्री के साथ सुपर सोल शो में दर्शाई जा चुकी कोलंबिया यूनिवर्सिटी से साइकोलॉजी में डॉक्टरेट प्राप्त कर चुकी डॉक्टर शेफाली दी अवेकन फैमिली सेमिनार के लिए ओमनी होटल डैलस टेक्सास में थी। आज के मॉडर्न जमाने में पेरेंटिंग के सही मायनों को समझना बहुत जरूरी है। अपनी किताब द कॉन्शियस पेरेंट द्वारा लाखों लोगों तक अपने विचार पहुंचा चुकी डॉक्टर शेफाली ने साउथ एशियंस के नजरिए से पेरेंटिंग पर टीवी एशिया से बातचीत की।
What is it that our South Asian families are doing right? And what is it they are doing wrong living in United States that you would advise them to be careful about?
What's powerful about South Asian families is that they really believe in the power of close community and close relationships within the family. So I think this is the powerful positive aspect of it. I don't like to pitch things as good and bad, but if there was something that could obstruct relationships between parents and children, it would be this same thing, that the family kind of comes before the child in some ways, or the ways that tradition has been conducted in our families is the way that we want our children to be raised. And sometimes children, especially those who say were born in America and their parents came from another culture, from a South Asian culture, there could be a clash in traditions because children who are born here and raised here have different value systems. And I see that a lot as generations clashing with each other. So my advice to South Asian families is that we as parents have an obligation to our children to raise them attuned to who it is they are. And yes, for sure, expect them perhaps to follow some of your traditions, but don't automatically assume that your child is going to do what you did because how you were raised. Give your child the space to discover who it is they are, because that's what we're trying to raise. We're trying to raise individual, autonomous, powerful individuals. We're not trying to raise carbon copies of ourselves. And I think sometimes in cultures where families are so important, where everyone is kind of enmeshed, we kind of expect our children to be exactly like the family and follow traditions just like we did. In doing that, we rob our children of their right to express who it is they are.
सेमिनार में शामिल सभी अटेंडीज पेरेंटिंग पर डॉक्टर शेफाली सैबरी के विचारों से प्रेरित और प्रभावित नजर आए।
I think Dr. Shefali gave us a very refreshing perspective, especially for the Indian community where we focus a lot on trying to shape our children. She asked us to step back, let go of our ego, and let our children discover themselves. So from that perspective, I think it was very enlightening.
I think Dr. Shefali's point of view were excellent, but there were two takeaways that I thought were very enlightening for me. One was a child saying this to the mother, "Mom, don't be there at every event, but be there for me at every moment." So I think that was very inspiring. And the other thing was living in the present. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, live in the present.
How you got in touch with Dr. Shefali and your thought process, how you brought her to Dallas, and your personal experience with Dr. Shefali.
Well, I saw Dr. Shefali on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday in May of 2014. At the time, I was going through a struggle with my daughter, who was in 3rd grade at the time. She had very, very severe anxiety, kind of came out of nowhere. So I saw Dr. Shefali and interviewed